All right. Well, welcome on to the call, everybody. Appreciate you hopping in here. We do these Tuesdays at 1 p.m. to get some kind of current cutting edge information out to the team and so that you can utilize it. We'll record this and post this into all of our channels, our Facebook group, our Telegram, WhatsApp channels. It'll be posted in our YouTube and Vimeo channels as well. So, and by the way, uh, happy Veterans Day to all the veterans, and thank you for your service. We appreciate everybody who has, put their life on the line and gone out to help people and made that commitment. And so, if you are one of those people, thank you for your service, and I hope you have a great day. And it's the perfect time to honor, our veterans. So take some time if you know somebody who's a veteran and has served. Let them know that you appreciate their service. So, guys, very excited to share with you today, what's happening with the trend here. And first of all, my name is Tony Procopio. If you're new and you haven't been here before and we haven't met, I'm one of the founders here at Think Plus, along with my wife, Diana, our business partners, Jim and Lisa Kenny, and Ed and Brendan Kenny. And so the trend, right? If you haven't figured it out, the trend, there is an acceleration of side hustles in this gig economy. What is a side hustle? A side hustle is something that you do on the side when you have a standard job, a regular job. You have a side hustle for all different reasons. The gig economy, what does that mean? Well, the gig economy is something where people are just doing something as freelance artists, working on something, whether it's you're working on a computer at home, whether you're driving your car for Uber or delivering food for DoorDash. The gig economy is ever present, and it's available because of technology and how quickly things are moving. It's available more now than ever. And so we're going to talk about how the acceleration of side hustles and the gig economy, especially with the generations that are like 45 and under, age 45 and under, there's a major acceleration going on there as well. So this is creating the perfect storm for Think Plus because of what we offer and where we are in our growth pattern and in our lineage as we're moving forward, where we are on our path. And what's happening right now with the economy and what people are looking for, it's like this perfect storm has just come together all at once right here for us. And so it is definitely all about mindset. And you have to have the right mindset when you're building this business. And now more than ever, I would say, make sure that you are up to date on what is happening with our company, that you go on to our YouTube channel or our Vimeo channel and watch the team updates that come out regularly. Watch the presentations that are going on. Watch the Empower Hour calls that we do on a monthly basis and the state of the company address. Make sure you're fortifying yourself so that you have the right information, so that you have the right mindset to move forward. And so it's all about mindset. And so here's a key mindset thing that you should keep in the back of your mind all the time anyway. And that is that if it makes sense for companies to diversify, which does that make sense? I mean, every company that I know diversifies. Eventually, they're not always going to be just doing the same exact thing they always did year after year after year, and nothing's going to change. No, companies are constantly moving. They're constantly evolving. They're constantly adding new products, new services, new income streams, new ways to help their employees and hire more people and grow. So if it makes sense for companies to diversify, doesn't it also make sense for individuals to do the same thing? And that is a mindset. Whenever I'm talking to people or, I'm recruiting people, I'm sponsoring people, I'm just bringing people some information about our company and educating them about what we're doing. In the back of my mind, I'm always saying to myself, it makes sense for this person to diversify. Made sense for me to diversify, made sense for our companies to diversify. Look at what Think Plus is doing. We're diversifying constantly. We're going to be, we're opening up new lanes on the superhighway in the energy sector all the time. We're going to hear about that at Empower coming up in just a few days. So major things happening. So keep this in mind. If it makes sense for companies to diversify, doesn't it also make sense for individuals to do the same thing? And that brings us to the business owner mindset that Robert Kiyosaki talks about in the cash flow quadrant, where we're teaching people who are employees already, maybe, or they're self-employed, Maybe they're not employed at all and they're looking for a job, but they're on the left side of these four quadrants. These are the two quadrants on the left side, the E and the S. These are employees and self-employed people, or people who are looking for a job to become an employee, or looking to start working for themselves as a self-employed person. Either way, it's a job. Okay? You're trading time for money. And you're only making money when you work. As soon as you stop working, you stop making money. What we're doing is teaching people to move into the B quadrant as a business owner and utilizing a system that is a real business that leverages the efforts of other people, just like any organization, business, church, charity, school system, doesn't matter, sports team, charity, whatever it is. All of these organizations and businesses, they all leverage the efforts of other people. When you leverage the efforts of other people, and you pass on your knowledge to them, and they continue to work toward their own goals and desires and dreams, right? Then you're making money when they are working toward what they want. That means that you don't have to be there every single second because you get paid for what you started. And then you can move into the investor quadrant when you have enough money coming in and you need, what do I do with my money? And you talk to a financial planner or whatever, say, what should I do with my money? And now you make your money make more money for you. That's the leveraged and residual income side of things. So see, the gig economy and having a side hustle, most people that are in the gig economy taking advantage of side hustles, starting something up on the side, most of them are actually starting another E or S. They're either getting a part-time job to do something else, or they're self-employed doing something else. But most of them are just entering and doing what they're already doing. They're just adding another part-time side to that. So they still, in their side hustle, in their gig, they are still trading time for money. They just went from working 9 to 5, and now they've added a 5 to 9, let's say, but it's still 9 to 9, and they can't make money when they're not working. In our gig, in our self-employed business, in our business that we start, we actually are leveraging, we're building every time we work, every time we sponsor a new person, we're adding new levels of work to our business. We're adding new time, new dollars, we're duplicating what we do. Every time we sponsor a new person, it opens up an entirely new set of connections and an entire new set of work that they are going to do to build their own business. And you get paid to do that, to help them. So if you look at that's a typo right there, and I apologize for that. I'm one of those people. I'm like, I can't function unless I fix it. Um, so when you think about the average millionaire in America has 7 streams of income. And not that everybody wants to or is going to become a millionaire. Not everybody is going to do that. I understand that. But it's interesting to know that if you're heading toward becoming a millionaire, yeah, you need to have multiple streams of income most of the time, because the average millionaire has 7 of them. And we have a way in our business through your work to have earned income. When you go out and get your own customers, you'll make money. And when those customers pay their bill, you'll make money. And when you help other people join your team and help them gather customers, teach them, duplicate yourself, you're going to earn money on the business income side of things. And then royalties or residual income is going to kick in. So right out of the gate, we're knocking out, just in our business, 3 out of these 7 income streams. And what happens is most income streams, most millionaires, they generate interest income and rental income and dividend and capital gains income because they have a business, they have royalties, or they have a very large income. Some way, somehow, they have those top 3 things that are feeding the others. So we have the ability to impact people with 3 types of income streams. Think about that when you compare it to the average millionaire. So it's setting you off on the right path 100%. What are the benefits of a side hustle? Like, why do people do it? They want to make extra money. That's a given. They want to work around their jobs, your job schedule, because you have a job or you're doing something else. You have family time, you have spiritual time, you have a lifestyle, whatever it is. You have a side hustle and you're fitting it in around your schedule. You want to be your own boss and you want to work as much or as little as you want. See, Forbes said it. They said there are no downsides to a side hustle. There are only benefits to building more than one source of income. This is from Forbes magazine, one of the most highly respected business journal, business publications in the world. And they say there are no downsides to a side hustle. See, everybody should have it. The facts about side hustles, well, look at the generations. See, when you look, and we'll start on the right side with baby boomers, 24% of baby boomers in 2023 had a side hustle. That number is getting smaller and smaller because baby boomers are getting older and older, right? And they are exiting the workforce. They're retiring. They're going on Social Security. They're not working anymore. They're not in pursuit of money anymore. So that's a big baby boomers is a massive segment of the population. Okay. So as those people, baby boomers and some Gen Xers, those numbers aren't as high and they're going to fall off as they go because those people are going to get older. That's just how it is. But when you look at what's happening, so across the board, you'll see Gen Xers and baby boomers. Some of them are, entering the side hustle segment for the first time, and some of them are leaving the side hustle again because they're at the age they've reached what they want to do. They're not looking for more out of life. But when you look at Gen Z and millennials, and now we have to even go back because this is 2023, we have to go to Gen Alpha because the Gen Alpha kids are now 18 to 20. They're entering the workforce for the first time. And what we're seeing, if you read anything out there, is that millennials and Gen Zers and the up and coming Gen Alphas, they are entering side hustles and creating multiple sources of income more than any other generation that has ever existed. So these are people right now in 2025 that are like 45 years and younger, 45 years old and younger. They are pushing the envelope with side hustles. This is built into their DNA. They're like, most of them go, when you ask someone who's a Gen X or a baby boomer, what do you do for work? I do this. Well, what else do you do? 75% of them say, I don't do anything else. I'm focused on my job. Well, guess what? When Gen Zers and millennials, and you say, well, what do you do for work? They tell you they do 2 or 3 things right out of the gate because it's baked into their DNA that you don't just ever put all your eggs in one basket. So when you ask a Gen Z or a millennial what they do, they'll tell you a couple things that they do because they are diversifying. Okay, they understand diversity and they want to be their own boss. There's some more motivations. Why do people have a side hustle? Because of financial freedom. They want new opportunities, rising costs, job uncertainty. These are all things that make people want a side hustle. Intuit did a poll and they said 49% of people, the primary motivation is they want to be their own boss. And 42 want to follow their passions. They want to do something that they are passionate about. They want to help people. They want to, whatever it is that they want to do, they want to follow their artistic, their creative passion, their passion to help others. So all of these reasons, all of these things that are out there, reasons why and motivations for a side hustle, I'm telling you right now, it is definitely the perfect storm. If you look at how much people earn in side hustles, okay, this is from Self Magazine. They did a poll. And this was at the end of 2024. They'll do another one at the end of 2025. But 50%, half of the people, they're just looking to make an extra $500 a month. Like that's what they're earning. That's why they're doing their side hustle. Maybe they want to earn more and they just haven't figured out a way to do it. But the bottom line is they're doing the side hustle, and more than just over half of these people, they make an extra $500 a month or less to help them get ahead, to have extra spending money, to put some money aside, whatever it is. And then the rest of them range from anywhere from $500 to $1,000 or so up to, 2% of people that are making $5,000 or more on their part-time side hustle. See, because our business has duplication in it, most people who come into our business, they get involved, and yeah, there's a lot of people that just want to make a couple extra $100 a month. And that's why I got into this industry. I just wanted enough money, $200 to $300 a month. My wife and I, when we got in this industry, that's what we said. It would be worth it to have a side hustle and spend very part-time, maybe 10, 15 minutes a day. If we could make a couple hundred extra dollars in 10 or 15 minutes a day, to be able to pay off our electric bill and knock that bill out, like overshadow that bill with very part-time effort. Wouldn't it be great? And that's what we did. And then because we did that and we realized, wow, well, what if we keep going? And because of the residual aspect of what we do, we keep getting paid. So why don't you work a little bit more and build yourself up to a new level of income, and work a little bit more and build yourself up to a new level of income? And so that's what we have in our businesses. We have the ability for people to work, for the 50% of people to go and actually earn into these brackets that we're talking about because of the residual aspect of what we're doing and the duplicative effect of building a team. It allows you to move up this chart. Whereas other businesses, you're stymied. You know, if you're doing Uber, you can only make as much money as the hours that you have. And so that's why so many Uber drivers are very stressed about working and on the clock constantly, because they know time is money. Time is not money in our business, okay? Duplication is money. That's really what it comes out to. Duplication is money in our business. Time is irrelevant. Yeah, you can put a little bit of time in, but you're multiplying your time every time you put a little bit of time into your business. And so time is not money, okay? Duplication is money, and it's permanent money that is ongoing. So all of this leads us to know and assume and come to the conclusion that there's never been a better time to focus on these two items in our system. We all know our system: your why, your vision board, your list, the invitation, the presentation, and the validation. But these things right here, your list and the invitation, I'm going to equate this to what is going on right now in our economy, what is going on in our lives right now. Everybody, we're at the time of the year, heading into the last 6 or 7 weeks of the year, heading into the holidays, where everybody gets stressed out about money. They all start thinking about, what am I going to do next year compared to this year? Is it going to be any better next year than it was this year? That's what everybody starts thinking about. They start thinking about New Year's resolutions, and New Year's resolutions are generally, I want to lose weight, I want to get healthy, I want to make more money and be happy. Those are the things, those are the top 4 things. And you know what? Sometimes people can't go out and get healthier because it costs money to do that. They need to eat healthier. That means they need more money. People want more time. They want to be happy and do the things that they want to do in life, because but they don't have the time to do it because they're working for money all the time. So money gives them more time. Money gives them better food to eat. Money gives them time to go to the gym, or even have a gym membership, or build a home gym at their home to get healthier. It gives them time to go out and hike or walk or do the things they want to do. So all of the things about happiness, about getting healthier, like losing weight, getting wealthier, all of those things are impacted by money. Okay. And our business allows people to do that. Now, that's the time of the year and what's going on right now across the country. That's what's in people's minds at this time of the year. And this time of the year, more people make up their mind to start a business and then launch it at the beginning of the year than any other time of the year. More people launch a business in the last two to 3 months of the year, and then the first 3 months of next year. It's this whole period from November through February is unbelievable for the amount of people who get a side hustle, who they come out of the holidays and they need more money because they put everything on a credit card and now they need to pay it off. They're all looking for something. Okay. This is the best time of the year to invite people. It's the best time of the year to add more people to your list. And it's the best time of the year to invite people. It does not get any better. Now let's look at some other things that are going on that are facilitating and making it why even more so, beyond what I just talked about, why you need to add to your list and invite more people to take a look. What's going on in the economy? Well, we have lots of uncertainty going on, you know. We're coming off of a government shutdown. There's all kinds of anxiety out there that's lasting. Like, people were like, I got furloughed, I didn't get paid. You realize that, for all there's millions of people that were impacted and stopped receiving benefits, stopped receiving a check, stopped receiving income. from SNAP and food benefits to assistance to all different types of things, as well as just their job in general. There are people who were working for nothing, like the air traffic controllers working for like 6 or 7 weeks for nothing. And now hopefully they're getting paid back, and hopefully it won't happen again, right? But they could be back in that situation again because they might be right back at square one. Who knows? There's a lot of uncertainty out there. And that then overflows into the rest of the economy. So that's on everyone's mind now. Do you think people who were impacted by the government shutdown I would say that they would want to have a side hustle more than anyone else. And then you throw in there, so now you have the time of the year, you have the uncertainty in the economy, and now you put in just overall rates for electricity, just overall costs of what's happening with volatility that Michael Falquist talked about so eloquently on the State of the Company address. There's so much uncertainty. People's bills are going up. You have the healthcare thing that's going on right now. I just looked up some statistics on this. I didn't know what the stats were. There are 24 million people who they expect their health insurance costs. They've been getting it from the exchange, from the government exchange programs. And if the subsidy goes away, which it's supposed to do on January 1st, these people are going to some of them are going to go from paying like $100 to paying $1,600. Some of them are going to go from paying $200 a month to paying $3,000 a month unless something changes. Do you think that that's something that there's 24 million Americans, a lot of them don't even know, and they'll find out in January when all of a sudden they've been paying an insurance bill, and all of a sudden it's 9 times higher than it was the previous month because they didn't realize that there were some subsidies that were expiring. So you guys, there's just and then people on the regular insurance, like people who have just standard private insurance out on the marketplace, those insurance premiums are going up 10, 15, 20, 30% across the board. It's the biggest bill that people pay. It's more than what people pay on average for their mortgage. Health insurance. Guys, this is the stuff we talk about. That's why if you keep these things in the forefront of your mind when you're reaching out to people, the chances of someone not being impacted by all the different things that I just talked about that are going on economically and socially, and then the thought that at this time of the year, what they're thinking about doing next year, your chances of finding someone that's not thinking about something that I've already talked about is almost 0%. Everybody is thinking about something right now. And so it is the best time to take time to your list. Put people on your list. You utilize the memory jogger. Go through it again. Do it again now. And build your list up again. Start thinking more. Who can I help? What can I do? I've got something great that people need. I've got the answer that can help them get what they want, whether it's new happiness, whether it's more time for their family, whether it's more money to get ahead and not have to worry about waking up every day stressed, to not have to worry about, am I going to get shut down again? Am I going to get laid off again temporarily? What's going to happen with healthcare? What's going to happen with my costs for electricity and everything else? Cost of goods. You guys, build your list and then take the invitation and master this. We're going to be talking a lot about the invitation over the next month, 2 months, 3 months, because it is the number one thing that everybody needs to master. And it's simple. We have the simple ways to do it. We always talk about it. You text your friend, you call them up, you get on the phone, you Instagram message them, whatever it is. You get to them individually and you ask them, I need to run something by you. There's something you need to see. See, when you text your friend Mary, there's pretty much a 100% chance that Mary's thinking about some of the things that we just covered. And you have the answer. Do you have 90 seconds to look at something? We might be able to make some money together. I'm looking for 3 key people. We can have first mover advantage. And then you start looking at all the scripts. And I'm not going to go through these word for word, but you look at these scripts that we have on the screen talking about fast growing company, proprietary technology, expanding. No one else has it. Backed by a massive public company. We might be able to be the first to market. You can do this part-time. We can make more money part-time than we do full-time with this program. There's an innovative platform. See, things are reshaping the energy sector. There's nothing to buy or sell. It's early. We're at the beginning. Look, I can't promise you anything, but if there's a way that you and I could make some money together, would it be worth taking a look? There has never been a better time. Our entire country, between the Gen Alphas that are 18 to 20 years old and the Gen Zers that are 20 to 36 and the millennials that are 36 to whatever, 40, 50, whatever, 52, whatever they are, those numbers, I don't know exactly what the number are, but whatever it is, okay? Those people, those generations of people, those numbers, their population is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It's overshadowing now the baby boomers. The baby boomers, they're getting much older, but this new generation, the 45-year-olds and under, in the next 10 years, from now through the next 10 years, guys, the people who are 18 to 45 right now, in 10 years, they'll be 28 to 55. You realize that, and then there'll be a whole group of 18 to 28-year-olds that are just coming in. There's never been a better time. This, with the advent of artificial intelligence, being able to do things faster, this is the time to take advantage. We have a massive opportunity ahead of us, and it's only getting better because of what's happening socio and economically, both socially and economically. So take advantage of this. This is just the beginning of what we're going to train on. I wanted to get this out there and record this because it's time to take advantage and understand that you have something that the people who are looking for a side hustle and they're looking for a gig, they have no idea that this even exists. And if they compare it with the side hustle or gig that they're currently doing or considering, they will look at this like a godsend. And most of them, especially those millennials and those Gen Zers, they're going to look at it and say, man, I have three deals. I do a job and 2 side hustles. My third side hustle is nowhere near as good as this Think Energy program. So I'm going to get rid of that third side hustle. I'm going to turn it into this one. I'm going to substitute this one because it's something that can make me money continually, residually. I can build and it'll pay me when I'm not there. I need to get rid of one of those other side hustles because that one is only going to consume more and more of my time. So you guys, we have the cookie. And I just wanted to get that out there. I'm not going to do questions or answers today or anything like that because we got a lot of information to go through and a lot of preparation for Empower 25. Things are happening, so I appreciate everybody being here. This is Tony Procopio from New Fairfield, Connecticut. Over and out. Everybody have a great day. We'll talk to you soon.